Good early evening, baseball fans, and welcome to the 2024 Newton Rams Junior Varsity baseball game versus Druid Hills Junior Varsity. Good early evening, baseball fans. We are broadcasting live from One Ram Way, home of the Newton Junior Varsity Rams baseball team. Once again, we are playing against North Druid Hills. Their junior varsity has ventured over to One Ram Way for an exciting junior varsity baseball game. Folks, we're real excited about broadcasting yet another game, whether you're watching on YouTube or you're watching on Facebook. We want to truly appreciate you for checking in. The JV game will be underway in about 3 minutes. Both teams have played in the field a little bit. Jace will be taking the mound for our junior varsity Rams. Catching for us today will be Mr. Anthony Vasquez. First base is Cameron Horn. Second base, Nick Johnson. Shortstop will be Jacorin Weaver. And third base will be Devontae Hardiman. And your first pitch of today's game is a little bit outside, and that's going to be ball one. So a lively bench over here for the North Druid, or Druid Hills. I'm sorry, I want to say North Druid, but it is the Druid Hills JV. As Jace Yearwood's first two pitches go outside, and now he's behind in the count 2-0. And the pitch. That catches the outside corner for Jace, and now getting back into this count, he's down 2-1. Beautiful day here at One Ram Way. Fourth pitch of the at-bat for Jace Yearwood. And the pitch. Swung on and popped up to center field. Two guys are trying to go for it. Jacorin Weaver from shortstop makes the play, and that'll be their first out of the inning. So great catch there by Jacorin Weaver. I saw the center fielder breaking up to the ball too, but Jacorin took care of it and gets our first out. So one away here for Jace Yearwood as he gets the batter to pop out. First pitch to the next batter is fouled off down the first base line. And Jason start off ahead of this batter 0-1. Once again, folks, beautiful day. Really, really windy today, though, so that should affect the trajectory of the ball once it's put in play. But right now, we find Jace ahead in the count 0-1. As you can see, the flag in the back just blowing like crazy out there as there's a pause in the action. Looks like Jace takes a peek down to home plate, didn't like exactly what he saw, decided to back out. And here he is for the second pitch for the second batter of the inning. And the pitch. Right down the middle, and Jace is ahead of this batter 0-2. Third pitch of the at-bat, low and outside, bounces it up. And that'll make the count 1-2. Once again, as you can see, the flag in the very distant back behind Cam Armstrong out there in center field is blowing pretty rapidly. The pitch by Jace. Ooh, inside and jams him a little bit, and Jace to get his first strikeout of the day. So that'll make it 2 down here in the top of the first. Jace Yearwood starting off on top as we have 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Crowd is starting to mull on in here. 5:30 is usually pretty tough for the parents to get in here, but we hope that everybody's on their way in to check out another outstanding JV varsity game. First pitch of the at-bat, third at-bat for Jace goes ball, and he'll be behind in the count 1-0. So good start here for our junior varsity Rams as the first 2 batters go down with 2 outs here in the top of the first. Swung on and hit. Nick tries to make a gallant effort, and he just misses it right off his glove. So their third batter of the inning Puts one a little bit past Nick. Nick made a great effort to try to get to it. It did bounce off his glove into center field where Cam Armstrong was able to gather it up and toss it back in. So their third batter of the inning gets on base for a single, but we still have 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Once again, we're broadcasting live from One Ram Way, home of your Newton Junior Varsity Rams. Beautiful day as far as the actual weather and the temperature, but it is a little windy out here at One Ram Way as Jace peeks over to the man on first base. Cam sneaks up behind him. Ooh, nice little pickoff right there. Cam snuck up behind him on the creep and almost was able to catch the runner sleeping. Nice pickoff attempt there by Jace. Jace fires again. Oh, we got him that time. Oh, it looked like we got him that time, folks. Great move by Jace. Now, that looked pretty good, but they do have an umpire right on it, and he said he slithered back in there. So, 2 great attempts there by Jace. He peeks over there again. Cam stays on first. He looks down the pipe and the pitch. Oh, that's nice when that caught the outside corner. And so, Jace will start off ahead of this batter 0-1. So 2 outstanding attempts over at first base. The first one, I know we didn't get him. The second was really close over there, folks. Umpire was right there, and he said he was safe, and we move on. Second pitch to the batter is fouled off to the backstop. And Jace is well ahead in this batter, 0-2. We do have 2 outs here in the top of the first inning, ladies and gentlemen. As your junior varsity Rams are to a great start here. Jace Yearwood on the mound for our Rams today, and he's trying to get us out of this inning early here in the ball game. Once again, folks, it is beautiful weather. Only thing that's stopping us now is not really stopping us, but the fellas have to deal with is a little wind blowing, and it's blowing pretty rapidly. The pitch. Ooh, that's high and inside. And that'll take the count to 1-2. So Jace having good command today on the mound. Peeps over at the runner on first. Cam Horn straddles first base. Oh, gets the batter to swing. The base is covered up, so not really a need for a throwdown, but Mr. Vasquez gathers it up, tosses it over to Cam, and that's 3 outs for the inning. And we'll head to the bottom of the first inning. So great start here for our junior varsity Rams as we get 4 batters up, 3 batters down, and we'll come out swinging the bats here in the bottom of the first inning. As always, folks, we like to celebrate our sponsor, starting off with our platinum level sponsor, and that is Shemetria Dixon of State Farm. When it comes to life, home, and auto, she can take care of all of your insurance needs. Shemetria and her State Farm Insurance Company have been pillars in the Newton High School community. Being a former Ram, Shemetria has continued to prove why investing back into your school and community is essential to the continued growth and prosperity within the Covington area. When approached with the opportunity to support the JV baseball program, she didn't think twice. Not only did she sponsor the team and the live broadcast, she showed how important it is to her, her family, and her business by becoming a platinum level sponsor. The baseball program and the entire Newton High School population say thank you for your unwavering support of all of our programs. All right, folks, as we venture into the bottom of the first inning, Devontae Hardaway will start us off here in the batter's box. We have Jace Yearwood on deck, followed by Kurt Campbell, Jacorin Weaver, Cam Horn, Gabriel White, Nick Johnson, Cam Armstrong, and Anthony Vasquez. The first pitch here to Devontae Hardiman here in the bottom of the first inning. That was kind of high. And that'll be a ball here for Devontae as he's ahead in the count 1-0. Next pitch of the at-bat. Ooh, nice little pitch there. Devontae watches that one go across, and the count goes even at 1-1. Once again, folks, no matter where you watch from, let somebody else know that you're watching JV Varsity, Junior Varsity, baseball here at Newton One Ram Way. As Devontae watches another one, uncharacteristic of Devontae to watch two pitches go by, and now he's behind in the count 1-2. Third pitch. That one's high, and that'll even the count up at 2-2. So Devontae usually in his second and third position, he starts us off with his blazing speed as well as his pinpoint accuracy when it comes to putting the ball in play. He leads us off, and he swings and pops it up. It goes down third base line. The third baseman has a nice eye for it, but the wind is blowing it crazy. So kudos for us on that play because it looked like the third baseman had put it in his sights, but the wind is blowing pretty heavily here at One Ram Way, and it blew it away from him coming back towards home plate. So Devontae will get another chance as he fouls that ball off. Count will stay even here at 2-2. Folks, broadcasting live here from One Ram Way. We are in the bottom of the first inning. A lot of great things taking place on this day here in the United States, and I'll talk about that in a minute as the pitcher throws another pitch and goes outside. And now the count is full at 3-2 for Devontae. Beautiful Thursday afternoon, March 28th here at One Ram Way. Devontae setting at a full count, and the pitch. Swung on and fouled down right line. Fouled down first baseline, and it goes foul. Count stays full at 3-2. So, of course, we always know Devontae going to battle to the end as he desperately tries to get one in play here to start off the inning for our Junior Varsity Rams. And the pitch. That one's outside corner, and that's a little bit outside. Almost caught that corner. Nice pitch by that young man, but Devontae is going to walk on down to first base. So our first batter of the inning, Devontae, gets a fourth ball and walks on down to first base. So always a great sign when you get your first batter of the inning on base. And Devontae, who was always a threat to steal when he gets on base, finds himself at first base. So now Jace Yearwood steps into the batter's box with Kurt Campbell on deck. Bottom of the first inning. Scores tied still 0-0. And the pitch, that one was high. As the catcher stood up, it looked like they kind of pitched out on that one, even though it didn't go outside, because they do have the threat of Devontae over there on first base. So one ball here, no strikes. Devontae takes a nice little lead out off of first base. Catcher comes up. The pitch swung on and foul tipped into the glove. Jace Yearwood finds himself even on the count at 1-1. All right, consistent win is going to be the theme of the day as the count is even at 1-1. The pitch to Jace. Oh, that's kind of high. And that takes the count to 2-1. So in most ways, it's not going to, the wind as much as it's blowing, it's not going to affect the pitch as much, but it is going to be a little bit. So these pitchers have their pinpoint accuracy on the day. Devontae leans off a little bit. He wasn't too far off the base, was able to sneak back in there, and he slides in there safe and sound. Count is 2-1 here to Jace Yearwood, as he's our second batter of the inning with number 15, Kurt Campbell, on deck. Pitcher takes a couple looks over there at Devontae and pitches it. Oh, that one goes high and outside. Devontae streaming down the second base, and he gets there standing up on the steal. So Devontae gets into second, safe and sound. So now we have a man on second base in scoring position. The count is 2-1. Jace Yearwood finds himself ahead in the count. Pitcher takes a couple looks at Devontae. Pitches it, fouled off to the first base side, goes over the fence. And now the count's even at 2-2 here on Jace Yearwood. So as the leadoff batter, Druid Hills knows that we definitely have some speed there, as Devontae's threatening already from second base. Count is even at 2-2 here to Jace, and the pitch. Oh, that's inside. Oh, caught the corner. So Jace saw it come back in and couldn't do anything about it. He had waited just a little bit, and that'll be their first strikeout and our first out of the inning. Number 15, Kirk Campbell, arrives in the batter's box. We still have Devontae Hardiman on second base. As that last pitch did catch Jace off guard. He thought it was going to stay inside, and it curved back into the plate, and that's our first out of the inning. And the pitch. Nice hit by Kirk Campbell. As he goes to the shortstop, he gathers it up, tosses it over to first base. They make the catch over there, and that's the second out of the inning. But Devontae scampers his way over to third base. So now we got a man on third base, 2 outs here in the inning. Jacorin pops it up, and it goes right there between center and right. Oh, the wind is blowing it away, so Devontae's going to come on in. So Jacorin gets an RBI here on the first pitch of his at-bat. And now we tap the scoreboard with our first run of the day as Jacorin gets a single. So Jacorin hits a nice ball right into right center. It was over the second baseman, and the center fielder thought he had to look at it, but that wind dragged it back in, and he's able to get on first. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Jacorin takes a nice little lead, but he has to dive back into first base, and he makes it safe and sound. Cameron Horns in the batter's box. Gabriel White sits on deck with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. So the wind is causing some issues here once the ball is hit and put in play. Looked like that should have been a routine play, but I mean, once it dropped, it was in no man's land there for Druid Hills. As we head back to the batter, as Cameron Horn is heading the count 1-0 with J-Rock on first base. He dives back in after a throw attempt from the pitcher, and he's safe and sound. So 2 outs here on Cameron Horn, or 2 outs here for the inning on our Junior Varsity Rams. Cameron Horn has 1 ball, no strikes here in the bottom of the second inning. And the pitch swung on and popped back over the fence by Cam, and that'll even the count up at 1-1. So nice cut there by Cam, popped it back over the backstop. And once again, that'll make the count even at 1-1. So even though it looks beautiful outside, that wind is something fierce right now. It's going to cause havoc all throughout the day. Jacorin got a nice little lead over there. The pitch, that's high and inside. So Cam's ahead in the count, 2-1 here with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Pitcher has his shades on because of the sun is shining right in his eyes. Nice steal there by Jacorin as the catcher was in proper position to throw, but unfortunately lost grip of the ball, and Jacorin will make it to second with no throw. So great drive for Jacorin, boogieing down to second base. Now we got a man in scoring position with 2 outs here. The count is even at 2-2 as the last pitch was a strike to Cam. That's outside. Good stop by the catcher, and that'll take the count full at 3-2. So once again, the count is full here on our batter. We do have 2 outs here. Cam trying to put it in play to keep this little small rally we have going so far. And the pitch. Oh, that one curved back in there, caught the inside corner. And that'll be our 3rd out of the inning. So 2 of our batters get caught watching the pitch come in as the curveball from the Druid Hills pitcher is right on time. All right, folks, that'll take us back into the top of the 2nd inning. We did put 1 run on the scoreboard, and we do lead this contest 1-0 over the Druid Hills Junior Varsity. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. It's been a great season coming down towards the end of the season. I believe we have about 3 games left, 4 including this game. 3 games after this one. Of course, we'll be broadcasting all 3 of those games here for you as we get ready to wrap up the season of an outstanding season for our Junior Varsity Rams. James and Nicole at the True Smoothie Juice Bar have started a business right down the street from One Ram Way. Their smoothies are excellent. Upon given the opportunity to support the JV program, they immediately jumped at it. Folks, this is the one smoothie bar that you will go back to over and over again. They are making it easy for you to indulge in their products as they will be selling their delicious smoothie treats right at our Newton High School concession stand. Good. I can't wait. All right, folks, we make our way into the top of the 2nd inning. We lead on the scoreboard with a count of 1-0. Jace Yearwood's back on the mound, and his first pitch of the inning is low and inside, but it catches the corner. And Jace finds himself ahead in the count, 0-1. And the pitch by Jace swung on, and because of that wind, goes outside of the first base line. Good for us. And that'll make Jace ahead in this count 0-2. But nice pitch, nice swing here by the batter. He popped one over Cam's head on first base. And because of the wind blowing so much, it just blew it right past the first base line. So Jace finds himself ahead in the count 0-2. This is the first batter of the 2nd inning. And our Rams are leading the contest 1-0. The pitch, that's high and gets the batter to swing. So 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and Jason get his first strikeout here of the inning. So 1 down here in the top of the 2nd inning. Your Newton Ram Junior Varsity lead this contest 1-0 over the Druid Hills Junior Varsity. So Jace Yearwood has pretty good command of his pitches today. And the pitch. Outside corner catches it. So back to having, the corner being able to be caught. Last time we played these guys, we had an umpire that just didn't know where the strike zone was. But today we have umpires who believe in the outside corner as Jace blows another one right past him. So Jace finds himself 0-2 here as he is rocking and rolling here in the top of the 2nd inning. The pitch. Ooh, that's low and outside. Jace came off that mound pretty hard. But he's still ahead in the count 1-2. Second batter of the inning here for Druid Hills. And the pitch. Swung on and foul tip back to the dugout. Count will stay 1-2 with 1 out here in the top of the 2nd inning. Jace Yearwood trying to put this batter away. Ooh, that one bounces up to the plate. And that'll be a ball. Take the count even at 2-2. So for the first time all season, I'm wearing short sleeves. That means that it's nice weather here outside of the wind, the heavy wind that we have here at the ballpark. Swung on and popped out to left field. The sun. Oh, the third. Oh, Devontae Hardaway had a play on it. Couldn't make the over-the-shoulder play, but that ball goes foul, and we'll do it all over again as the count is even at 2-2. So Devontae broke on the ball pretty good. He had a nice little opportunity at it. It looked like he was going to be able to make it, but trying to catch it over his shoulder, unable to make the play. Now the count is back even at 2-2, and Jace goes back to work. Swung and missed. Now Jace really got it going on today as he strikes out another batter. So 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Our junior varsity Rams and Jace Yearwood have put it together here so far, limiting the number of base runners for the Druid Hills Junior Varsity. Jace goes back to work, has full command of all his pitches today. That one's a little low to start this batter off, and he's behind in the count 1-0. And the pitch. Nice pitch hit there to the shortstop right over his head, right there in front of the center fielder. As big number 23 socks one right over the shortstop's head, and he'll be their first runner of the inning. So that's to be a single for the Druid Hills batter, as I believe that is the pitcher for today's game, and he'll get a pinch runner. Number 10 comes in for him to run the bases. So the opposing pitcher helping himself today as he gets a single. Shot out to left center. Chase goes back to work. The pitch right down the middle. And Chase goes ahead in the count 0-1. So Chase has good velocity. Chase has good velocity today to couple with great location so far. As we have 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Runner takes a steal down first base. Jacorn grabs it up, tosses over to Cam. Cam takes a slight jump, gets the ball, and that's the third out of the inning. So 4 up, 3 down once again here for our junior varsity Rams as we get out of the inning and head to the bottom of the second. Being one of the first sponsors to come on board, the Lit Deli is once again right down the street from One Ram Way. They have an assortment of delicious food from wings to fish and so much more. This business is right in our backyard, and you need to absolutely go by and try some of their menu items. Just being named Lit should tell you they are bringing that fire. All right, folks, today being Thursday, it's a great day in the world of baseball as Major League Baseball starts its 2024 campaign, as today is opening day around the ballparks. Our beloved Atlanta Braves, unfortunately, are in Philadelphia today, and they have a rainstorm going on, so they decided to postpone today's opening day until tomorrow. So they'll play 3 straight games Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But we do have baseball right here at One Ram Way as our junior varsity Rams are taking on the North Druid Hills junior varsity squad. All right, coming into the batter's box is number 10, Gabriel White, with Nick Johnson on deck. Our Newton Ram Junior Varsity leads on the scoreboard for it with a count of 1-0. This is our second time up to the plate. And Gabriel White to try to get us started here in the bottom of the second. And the pitch. That's outside, low and outside. So Gabe will take the first pitch, and that'll be a ball. So he starts off ahead in the count, 1-0. And the pitch. That was low and outside as well. Swooping curveball, but did not come back across the plate. And now Gabriel finds himself ahead in the count, 2-0. So I see the beautiful parents making their way in here to the ballpark. As Mr. Briggs' beautiful mom walks into the place, Gabriel White takes a smack at the ball, fouled over the backstop. Look at somebody's car. Look like that may have avoided somebody's car out there. As now Gabe still ahead in the count here, 2-1. All right, Gabe. And the pitch. That's outside as well. Oh, that looked a little bit outside. He called the first two outside, but he just said that one caught the corner. So that'll even up the count here on Gabriel, 2-2. That's outside and low. So now the count is full for Gabriel, 3-2. Gabe's the first batter of the inning. Definitely want to try to get that first batter here on base. So the count being full and the pitch to Gabriel. As the wind blows, he calls timeout, backs out. Lets that gust of wind go through. And he steps back in the batter's box. Count is full here on Gabriel. First batter of the inning in the bottom of the second. Swung on and popped back over the left dugout, which is our visiting dugout. And the count will stay at 3-2 full here with Gabriel's at bat. And the pitch. That's high, and Gabriel gets on base. So it's always great to get that lead runner. And once again, once we get that runner on base, Gabriel always a threat to steal as he starts our first batter off by getting on base. And now Nick Johnson steps into the batter's box. No outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Our junior varsity Rams lead the contest 1-0 over the Druid Hills junior varsity squad. So far, folks, the wind playing a huge part in some of the balls that are put in play. Gabriel White takes a nice little lead off. Pitcher takes two looks over at Gabe. Catcher stands up. He throws back over. Gabe ducks back in, and he makes it safe and sound. So one thing I can say, this is the second time, and Druid Hills beat us the first time at their place. One thing they're teaching them over there at Druid Hills, definitely hold that runner as close as you can, because both pitchers between the last game and this game don't have an issue with throwing that ball over to first base. So Gabe takes off on the first. Ooh. Try to play a little small ball there as Nick tries to bunt his way on. Foul tips it back to the backstop, and he'll be behind in the count 0-1. So runs are something that we're trying to accumulate here early as we try to bunt Nick on. Gabe has a nice little lead over there on first base. Pitcher pitches down. Ooh. Gabe almost got caught a little bit too far off the base, was able to squeak back in there. He didn't expect the catcher to toss that ball out there to him. But he got pretty fortunate on that one there because that will even up the count at 1-1 here. I know, right? Nick Johnson trying to put one in play for us. And the pitch. That's low and outside. And that'll take the count to 2-1 here on Nick Johnson. So the sun shining bright. Most of the players for the Druid Hill squad have their glasses on to shield that sun out of their eyes as the pitcher takes two looks over at Gabe. He has a nice little sizable lead over there. That pitch is high and inside to Nick, and now he's ahead in the count 3-1. Another toss over there to first base as they do not play. That's what I'll have to give it. That's probably the most I've ever seen a pitcher combination throw over to first base, but they are definitely making sure we can't use our speed, which is an awesome way to play baseball. So kudos to the Druid Hill squad. Count is 3-1 on Nick. We do have Gabriel sitting there on first base. The pitch. Nick fouls one down first base line, and that'll take the count to full at 3-2. So a pretty nice at bat here early on in this game as Nick finds the count 3-2. Gabriel sits on first base. Pitcher takes two looks over there at Gabriel. Gabe takes off. Oh, Nick swings and misses. And Nick will strike out, but Gabe was still down to second base. So Gabe puts himself in scoring position with Cam Armstrong stepping into the batter's box. We do have a runner on second base, and we're going to see if Cam can put the ball in play to move Gabriel along. So one out here. That's low and outside. Oh, Gabe thought about it, but decided to go back. Good stop there by the catcher, as that was really outside. He made a nice little backhand stab to keep that ball from going to the fence, which would allow Gabe to boogie down to third base. So Cam starts off ahead in the count 1-0. Gabe sits at second with a nice little lead. The pitch. Ooh, that's inside. Check swing. He pulls it back. And now Cam's ahead in the count 2-0. Pitcher looks down the pipe. Gabe has a nice lead. Second baseman creeping up there behind Gabe. But the pitch. Oh, Gabe pops it. I'm sorry, not Gabe, but Cam just plays a little small ball, but foul tips it back to the backstop. And that'll take the count to 2-1. So Cam's still ahead here in the count 2-1. Trying to do whatever they can to move those runners. Cam has some nice speed on himself, so he's trying to beat out a bunt as well. But now the count is 2-1. Gabe still sitting out there on second. Cam waiting for the pitch. Pitcher trying to hurry up with the sign, as Cam doesn't like that time span and decides to call time. So Cam steps back in the batter's box, looks down the pipe, is what the pitcher does, and the pitch. Swung and missed as he threw a nice little fastball right down the pipe. Cam swing, pulled his head out again, and now the count is even at 2-2. Count is even at 2-2. One out here in the bottom of the second. Ooh, Cam swung a little late at that one, popped that one back to the backstop, and the count will stay even at 2-2. We do have number 8, Anthony Vasquez, on deck as the next batter for our junior varsity Rams. So Cam trying to battle here with the count being even at 2-2. Wind stopped for a little bit, but it's still consistently blowing here. And so far, it has affected some of the balls in play. Ooh, not sure where Cam was looking at that one. That caught that outside corner like nobody's business, and that'll strike Cam out here. So now we have 2 outs here in the bottom of the second with a man on first base. So Mr. Vasquez will have to be the one to help us move this runner, as Gabe sits there lonely out there on second base trying to desperately get in. Mr. Vasquez steps into the batter's box. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second, and the pitch. Swung on. Ooh, and he puts it in play. And the third baseman comes up. He does not have a play. Gabe kind of faints like he's coming home, but he's there. And Anthony Vasquez beats that out to first base. So it was a nice little dribbler to the third baseline. Third baseman didn't really have a play at all. Was surprised that he didn't. But, hey, we'll take it how we can get it there from Mr. Vasquez. As Gabe makes his way over to third base. So now we have a man on first and third here. A little threat here as we are making it back to the top of the order. As Devontae Hardiman, who led us off today, is back up to the plate. We do have a pinch runner coming in here for Mr. Vasquez. And that's going to be B-Mac. Brian McLaren steps on first base as the pinch runner for the inning. So he takes a nice little lead off. Gabriel's over there on third. Devontae always wanted to get some RBIs. Has a great opportunity right here. And the pitch. Ooh, that's high and inside. Devontae ducks a little bit, and he'll start off ahead in the count 1-0. So a little motion here on base right now as we have 2 runners. A runner on first and third. Runners on the corners here with Devontae ahead in the count 1-0. That's outside and low. Gabe playing around with the pitches and catches. Everybody's trying to throw at him over there. But that'll put Devontae ahead in the count here, 2-0. So they do have 2 outs here. We're trying to squeeze a run in here. This team is known for doing 2-out rallies. Hopefully Devontae can help us out and continue that streak going here for our junior varsity Rams. And the pitch. That's outside as well. So now Devontae much ahead as we have a B Mac heads up base running. He steals down to second base. It's a great job by Brian boogieing down to second base. So this might be a take pitch here for Devontae unless it's just right across the plate. Catches the outside corner. Devontae takes it like he's supposed to, and now the count is 3-1. So we do have a man on second and third. Any ball that he puts in play for a base hit may constitute for 2 runs here as we lead the contest by 1-0 here in the bottom of the second. Pitcher not getting the signal fast enough, trying to hurry up his catcher. Devontae didn't like it. He decides to call timeout and backs out. Counts 3-1 here, 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Real pivotal pitch right here. That's high and outside, and Devontae boogies on down to first base. So now we have the bases loaded. The pitcher himself, number 3, Jace Yearwood, comes into the batter's box. What a great time to help yourself as a pitcher when you have bases loaded, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. So a nice little ball in play is all we need from Jace here to try to get a run across the plate and the pitch. He throws another one high and outside, so the pitcher losing a little bit of control there on the mound right now, as he's thrown 4 out of 5 pitches that were balls. Bases jacked here. Bottom of the second. Jace Yearwood pops one into right field, and it goes over the right fielder's head. We're going to get several as Gabriel comes around to score. Brian Mack comes around to score. Devontae is trying to boogie on down the home plate. Jace runs over to third base, and he gets a triple. So Jace Yearwood clears the bases and gets a triple as well. So we just were looking for a base hit from Jace. He turns it into a triple, and we add 3 more runs to the scoreboard. So phenomenal hitting there by Jace Yearwood as he takes a pitch, turns it into a triple. We add 3 more runs to the scorebook, and now we lead the contest 4-0 over the Druid Hills Junior Varsity squad. So as I mentioned before, this team right here is basically, they're really good when it comes to 2 outs. The 2-out rallies is what's been pretty much keeping them in all these games, is that for some reason they just wake up with 2 outs, as Jace, who's our pitcher for today's game, helps himself out by driving in 3 runs. Kurt Campbell steps into the batter's box. That one bounces in there. Great stop there by the catcher. And the first one will be a ball at 1-0. So the pitcher had some nice velocity, was locating his pitches. Then ran into a little bit of a buzzsaw here as Jace Yearwood comes in and smacks a triple to right field over the right fielder's head, and all 3 runs come in. So nice heads up play by the catcher as he saw Jace drift off just a little bit too much, fired it down there. Unfortunately, the third baseman unable to make the tag. And the count is 2-0 here to Kurt Campbell. Ooh, Kurt wears one for the team, and he'll boogie on down to first base after being hit by the pitch. So now we have the runners on the corners once again. Jacorin Weaver steps into the batter's box. One thing we know about Jacorin, he loves RBIs, as the coach for the Druid Hills Junior Varsity decides to call his timeout, and he heads out to talk to his pitcher. Folks, once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning into the live broadcast, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. It has been an awesome time here broadcasting these games live. We like to see where you're watching the game from. So tap it into the chat, whether you're on YouTube's chat or Facebook chat, and let us know. We want to find out how far you're watching the game, like in what state, what city, and also connect to which one of these players you're watching, which one of these are your favorite players on the squad. So once again, let us know where you're watching the game from. We know we got several viewers out there. Don't be scared. All it takes is Indianapolis, Indiana, Jace Yearwood. That's all you need. So we'll know. So we'll put something out there on the Facebook page to acknowledge that. All right, folks. So far, our Junior Varsity Rams are starting off pretty good here in this game. We're in the bottom of the second inning. We've already put 4 runs on the board to Druid Hill 0 runs. As it looks like they still going to keep 23 in the game pitching because he does have 2 outs. We have runners on the corners and an opportunity to add some more runs to the scoreboard. Beautiful day, folks. I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt, so that tells you that the weather is actually pretty warm here. But we have run into a bunch of wind. A gust of wind keeps plaguing our field, and it's affecting the ball. So J Rock steps into the batter's box. The ball is high. Okay. So the catcher and the pitcher not on the same page, as he was trying to fake like he was throwing a second. Jace boogies down. I'm not Jace. I'm sorry. And Kirk Campbell boogies on down to second base as one of the players. I'm assuming it's my son commenting on my commentary. And so Kirk Campbell sits on second, and Jace is on third. Ooh, that was right down the middle. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, no, that's 2 strikes here. I'm sorry. 2 strikes on Jacorin. And he is behind on the count, 0-2 here. Once again, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. J-Rock likes to put it in play. That one's high. Ooh, and that pitcher, he threw a nice little ball there. Unfortunately, it didn't come down where it needed to in the strike zone. And he'll still stay ahead here of Jacorin at 1-2. Our Junior Varsity Ram dugouts is a little crunk right now. Oh, Jacorin was about to let one go by, decided to stick his bat out and fouls it off to the first base line. So once again, folks, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. We played it 3 more runs and increased our lead to 4 as we lead this contest 4-0 here in the bottom of the second. The pitch. Ooh, Jacorin was going to wear that one, but that's the curve that the pitchers pretty much had a lot of control of today. That'll even the count out at 2-2. Jacorin was going to stay there and take one for the team, but he curved back in there, and that'll make the count even at 2-2. So we're trying to continue this 2-out rally that the boys have so far with the pitch. Goes outside. It heads back to the fence, and Jace is going to come in with no throw. And Kirk Campbell steals around the third base. So Jace, after getting that beautiful triple, was able to get himself in on a wild pitch. And Kirk makes his way over to third base. We add another one to the scoreboard, and we lead 5-0 here in the bottom of the second. Cameron Horn is on deck, and we hoping Jacorin Weaver can put it in play so he can get up. Oh, nice cut. He swings and gets over the first pitcher. Jacorin trying to beat the second baseman. The ball bounces in there, and he got him. So second baseman kept his composure, was able to grab the ball off the bow. It was a dribbler. Tosses over to first. He actually bounced the ball over to first, but was able to get Jacorin before Jacorin crossed the first base. But the damage was done in that inning as we put 4 runs on the inning, in that inning to increase our lead to 5, and we'll lead the count 5-0 here over the Druid Hills Junior Varsity. So good inning there for our Junior Varsity Rams. When it comes to good food and great ambiance, the Pig Out is truly the spot that you want to be at. When you talk about everything barbecue, they have the menu that you've been looking for. Ribs falling right off the bone. Being a hop, skip, and a jump from One Ram Way, if you need to feed the family, they have what you're looking for, and you will thank me later. Rashard and Billy have reinvented their establishment, so stay tuned for an environment that will keep you coming back over and over again. Once again, folks, thank you for tuning in to the live broadcast. We're doing something a little different. We want to know where you're watching the game from. We've had several viewers over the last few weeks, and just like to give some shout outs here to some of the folks that have been watching the games. Family members, friends, let us know where you're watching from, and also put in there your favorite player. All right, we'll give some shout outs here in between this next inning. As we start off the top of the third, Jace Yearwood takes the mound once again. And hopefully he can continue where he had finished off the last inning. First pitch catches the outside corner, so Jace is rocking and rolling right now as his first pitch of the inning is a strike, and he's ahead in the count 0-1. A little bit outside for Jace as the count evens up at 1-1. So nice tall batter here, pretty wide open strike zone for Jace. Let's see if he can put it where it needs to go. And the pitch. Oh, and he cracks one off the left field. Kirk Campbell having trouble with the wind, and he loses it in the wind. That wind is causing a lot of problems right now because Kirk's usually a sure-handed fielder. And I saw from his jump, he was not quite sure how far that ball was going to go. So the wind causing havoc here in the top of the third like it has been all game long. So nice cut there by the Druid Hills batter as he pops it in the left field. Kirk Campbell has a little issue with it over there, and they get their first batter of the inning on base. Kurt throws one over, puts it right where it needs to be over there with Cam Horn. He drops the tag on him. Unfortunately, the batter was able to get back as they dribble one past Jace. Not something that we like to do on a regular basis, but we get the ball back to Jace. And we'll be at the second batter of the inning. So the runner taking a nice little lead off of first base. Jace comes down with the pitch, throws it right down the middle, but that's a little high. And the count will be 1-0. So the coaches for the Druid Hills Junior Varsity want to make sure the batter gets the actual right signal as they may be trying to do some small ball of some sort. Nice pitch. Batter fouls it back over the backstop. And now the count is even at 1-1. So I want to thank you folks for tagging in the YouTube chat room. I saw some folks in there, so I'm looking forward to shouting them out in between innings. Once again, tell a friend to tell a friend that we are broadcasting live from One Ram Way in Covington, Georgia. Nice pitch there by Jace as he blows one right past the batter with a swing and miss, and he goes ahead in the count 1-2. So the wind was mostly bothering the Druid Hills ball players. That last hit affected us as Jace comes with a pitch that goes high, and the count is even at 2-2. So the ball was drifting away from Kurt. Kurt unable to make the read, and they did get their first batter of the inning on base as he sits at first base. Jace throws another one high, so that'll take the count to 3-2. So the count full here for Jace Yearwood as he tosses one over. Ooh. So the tall base runner uses all of his height to stretch back and get to the base as Jace fired a nice shot over to Cam. Cam put the glove right where it needed to be, but the runner is safe. Oh, Jace throws one high, and that's going to walk a batter. So now they have runners on first and second. And our Rams coach decides to take a timeout to go out and talk to Jace for a second. So giving a huge shout out to lovely Kim, shouting out Nick Johnson. So Nick has a fan club out there. Let's go number 5. Thank you, Kim, for sending that shout out in. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast, and I believe you're one of our regulars who checks out the game on a regular basis. As we know, Nick continues to do his thing on the diamond for our Junior Varsity Rams. So as we come back to play, a man on first and second to start this inning off. Nick throws I'm sorry, Jace throws another high pitch, so Jace losing a little bit of control here in the top of the third. As that might be three straight balls. And the pitch. That one's low as well. So Jace trying to get it back together here as he falls behind 2-0 here in the top of the third inning. And the pitch. Ooh, that catches the outside corner. So Jace fights himself back into this count, but he's still behind 2-1 to the third batter of the inning. They have a runner on first and second here with no outs here in the top of the third. Jace in the pitch. Oh, swung on and fouled over to the visitors' dugout. And that'll even up the count here for Jace at 2-2. And the pitch. Ooh, check swing. He was able to get it back. Didn't actually go. And now the count is full here for Jace. 3-2. Trying to get our first out of the inning as we lead the contest 5-0 in the top of the third. Oh, Jace misses it badly outside, and that's going to walk another batter. So our coach takes a timeout. Not sure if he's about to. Hopefully, he's just having a conversation. Nope, it looks like he's going to bring in Kurt Campbell here. And Kurt Campbell will take over the reins here as the bases are loaded in the top of the third. We are leading the contest 5-0 as we watch Kurt warm up. All right, I'd like to give a huge shout out to Gina Shepard. She's watching all the way from Melbourne, Florida. Jace's grandparents. We appreciate you guys checking in. Jace always doing a fantastic job. He just pitched 2 good innings for us and helped himself out with a huge triple. So I know he'll be happy to know his grandparents are watching from Melbourne, Florida. So thank you for checking in, Miss Gina Shepard from Melbourne, Florida. I'm sorry, Wellborn, Florida. Once again, folks, don't be shy. Check in. Let us know where you're watching from, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook. We had 2 outstanding folks step up and let us know where they were watching the game from, one out of Florida. And I believe Nick's grandmother is also checking in. So, as we boogie on into back to the game, Kurt Campbell takes over a mess right now as there's 3 batters on. Kurt's first pitch is low and outside. Bases loaded with no outs here in the top of the third inning. So Kurt trying to work ourselves out of a jam right now. And the pitch. That's low and inside as well. So Kurt falls behind early 2-0. Bases loaded here. Kurt gets a batter to swing, pops it out. Looks like it's going to go over the backstop. Oh, it didn't. It stayed in play, but Mr. Vasquez unable to get there. And that'll take the count to 2-1 here in the top of the third. So nice swing there by the batter. He just popped it up. Could have been good fortune for us if our catcher was able to make it, but Mr. Vasquez gave a gallant effort popping that helmet off. I love when he pops that helmet off so he can see the entire area where the ball may be located. Kurt goes back to work in the pitch. Oh, he throws that one out. That bounces back to this fence. Doesn't look like there's going to be a play as Kurt comes down. Mr. Vasquez unable to make that stop. So now we're behind in the count 3-1, and they get their first runner of the inning, first run of the game on the board, and the score is 5-1. Counts 3-1 here, and the pitch by Kurt. Nice pitch right there, but that's a little high. And that's going to walk the bases even again. So we found ourselves in a little bit of trouble here. No out still in the top of the third inning. Ball's popped up. That wind's going to be a problem. Although Nick makes the catch, he fires it in. He throws it into Cam, who takes the pitcher's position. But at least we made the out. Nick made a great catch out there in left field because that wind is going to take it. So the batter does his job and gets an RBI. But that'll be our first out of the inning. So Kurt turns around. Ooh. Jacorin snuck up from behind. Didn't apply a tag and actually dropped the ball there on second base. Nice spin around by Kurt to try to pick off the runner at second. He was able to boogie back in. And now they have a man on first and second here. That was our first out of the inning. And we still lead the contest 5-2. Next pitch by Kurt goes a little bit high, and that's one. And the pitch. That one's high as well. Kurt behind in the count 2-0. Oh, he bounces one in, goes to the plate. Both runners advance. So now that's 3 balls, no strikes here for Kurt. We do have one out in the inning. Both base runners able to move to the next base. So now they have 2 men in scoring position on second and third with one out here in the top of the third. And the pitch. Nice pitch there by Kurt. He gets it back together, try to battle himself back into this count. And now he's behind 3-1. Pitch batter was supposed to take that pitch. So let's see if Kurt can put it right there again. Oh. Okay, so Kurt is one of those pitchers that don't take any time messing around on the mound. And he pitched one right there. Umpires called time. And Kurt goes back to work. And that's a ball inside. So we're back with the bases loaded again. One out here. So the score is 5-2 here. I got to check with this scoreboard and the pitch. That one's low and outside. So Kurt falls behind early on this batter. No place to put this batter as the bases are juiced. Big inning here for the Druid Hills so far. That one goes high, so Kurt having a little bit of problems with his control. Take a deep breath, Kurt, and come out firing. Count is 2-0. And the pitch. Bounces one in there again, so Kurt falls behind on the count, 3-0. And the pitch. Catches the inside corner. So the batter was supposed to take that pitch, and now the count is 3-1. So Kurt has to fight himself back into this one because there's no place to put this batter. We lead the contest. That one's right there as well. So Kurt throws 2 straight strikes. So Kurt just needs one more strike to try to put another out here on the board as the count is full here, 3-2. Nice pitch by Kurt as he blows it right past the batter. So he gets him to swing and miss. So Kurt trying to get ourselves out of this jam. As there's 2 outs here, bases loaded. Folks, I got to check the score because I see 5, but they have 4 on the scoreboard, so I have to check. Kurt back to working. Batter pops it over the backstop, heads back to the cars once again. And so Kurt finds himself ahead of this batter 0-1. So Kurt, after taking a deep breath, gets himself back together. These batters got to come up ready to go because Kurt wastes no time there on that mound. That one's high by Kurt, and that evens the count up at 1-1. So bases loaded. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Count is even at 1-1, and Kurt goes back to work. Ball is high. Kurt fouls behind in the count, 2-1. So, folks, I apologize. I got to find out for sure. I have 5 runs, and the scoreboard has 4, and I got to make sure we're on the same page. Nice hit. Oh! Got him. Got him. So Gabriel White tosses it in to Cam Horn. Cam Horn turns around, fires it to Mr. Vasquez, and we make the out at home as they try to sneak one in there from third. They did get 1 run in, so that increases their score to 3. Single. Okay, folks, we got the scoreboard and our numbers correct, so we are leading the contest still 5-3. As Druid Hills has a big inning, loading the bases up. We were fortunate to get that great play at the end where the ball was hit to right field by the batter. Gabe scooped it up, tossed it into Cam Horn as the cutoff. He tossed it into Mr. Vasquez, and Mr. Vasquez made the tag at home plate. So outstanding play there to get us out the inning. as Druid Hills had a little motion there on the base paths and cut into that deficit, and now they only trail by 2, with us leading the score 5-3. So, folks, once again, thank you for tuning into the live broadcast. Cameron Horn, number 8 today, comes into the batter's box with number 10, Gabriel White, sitting on deck. So as we make our way into the bottom of the third inning, looks like they do have a new pitcher on the mound. Cam pops one back. Can't see, the sun is right in our eyes, but luckily not too close to us, as Cam fouls one back over the backstop, and he's behind in the count 0-1. Cam steps back in the batter's box. And the pitch. That one goes inside. Oh, that looked kind of low and inside, but he called that one, so it's going to be even at 1-1. No, 0-2. I'm sorry. That's 0-2 on Cam. That one looked low and inside, but umpire's been pretty accurate today. Oh, so looked like Cam could have wore that one too. He swung, and the ball ran into him as well. So the count will stay 0-2 here on Cameron Horn. We need the contest 5-3 here in the bottom of the third. And the pitch. Swung on and sit down to third base line. Goes foul. And Cam will reload and do it again. So Cam battling his way, trying to stay in this count. And the pitch. That hits Cam right there on the foot, and he takes his base. So always a good thing when we get a batter on. I know Cam didn't want to get on that way, but we'll take it. So after being hit by a pitch, Gabriel White steps into the batter's box as our first batter of the inning gets on base. All right, Gabriel White steps in base, left-handed pitcher looking directly at Cam over there on first base, takes a peek, and delivers the pitch. Swung on and hit by Gabe, right back to the pitcher. He misses it, goes past him. Gabriel beats it down to first base, and he'll get a little bumble by the pitcher, and Gabe will get a little single heading down to first base. So a little bloop single. I couldn't actually see how it hit the pitcher, but got past him, and Gabe makes it down to first base for a single for the at-bat. And Nick Johnson steps into the batter's box. Pitcher looks back to second base at Cam, spins around, fakes the throw, and everybody goes back to their base. So once again, folks, we're here in the bottom of the third inning. We lead Druid Hills University 5-3. We start off this inning with 2 men on base, first and second. Oh, as the ball goes high and inside, Nick backs out. And Nick will start off ahead in the count 1-0. So trying to get back some of those runs that Druid Hills was able to accumulate here in the last inning. We off to a good start as we got some motion on the bases. Oh, nice little pitch. Oh, it was high, but it was kind of right there in that midpoint. So umpire's been pretty consistent today, so we'll definitely give him that one. And the count goes even at 1-1. Cameron Horn on second base, Gabriel White on first base, Nick Johnson in the batter's box. Pitcher looks back at Cam twice, then pitches it right down the middle. They hit it right towards second base. He gubs up, tosses it to second. He throws it over to first. Oh, okay. So Nick was able to get himself on base. Gabriel, the runner, was out at second base. They tried to turn two, unable to do both. But then Cam Horn boogies over to third base, and so now we have runners on the corners. So runners on the corners here for Cam Armstrong. He steps into the batter's box with Anthony Vasquez on deck. Wind is still blowing like crazy. In good position right now to get the runner in score position across the plate. Cam just needs to just go ahead and put it in play. And the pitch. That one's a little bit high, but he calls that one. So it looks like the umpire is starting to call that high pass ball as a strike. And and Cam finds himself behind in the count 0-1. Cam pops one up, and ball goes over the backstop. And now Cam finds himself behind in the count 0-2. We do have one out on us here in the bottom of the third. We got a man in scoring position, which is Cameron Horn on third base. Nick Johnson sits at first base, and we're trying to get some motion on the bases to get another run in. And the pitch. Nick takes off. The ball is fouled back. Looks like there's not going to be a play as it goes outside. It actually hits our dugout on the first base side. And Nick put himself in motion, but he'll have to go back to first base, and the count will go back to 0-2. And the pitch. Swung on and popped by Cam out to outfield. It can be some problems with this win. Oh, but the center fielder makes the catch. Cam tags up and boogies on home, and he scores. So we get a run across the plate. So Cam Armstrong does his job, pops it out to outfielder. It was gonna be a tough play because of that win, but the center fielder stepped up and made the play. They had two fielders going for it. So I'm not quite sure. There's a delay in the game. Two outs here in the bottom of the third. We lead on the scoreboard 6-3. I think they were checking to see if Cam tagged up, and I'm pretty sure he did. So we're back to play. Two outs here. That ball goes high and outside. Nick. Nick thought about it. They fired one down to first base. The first baseman missed it, but didn't go far enough away from the first baseman as Nick smiles as the first baseman makes his way back to first base. So Mr. Vasquez is in the batter's box. He takes the first pitch, is high and outside. He's ahead in the count, 1-0, but we do have two outs on us here in the bottom of the third. Oh, nice crack there by Mr. Vasquez as the left fielder gets underneath it and makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. So we did get one across the plate, folks. Mr. Vasquez pops one out, and that'll end the inning, folks. So it looks like Kurt Campbell head back to the mound. We did add a run to help Kurt out, so we're ahead 6-3 here as we head into the top of the fourth inning. Games at this level, folks, are usually 7 innings unless you run into a spot where you're unable to play because of darkness, a la DeKalb County for the most part. You'll play 5, but with this sun shining out and daylight savings time, we should have lights coming on here in a few minutes. But heading into the top of the fourth, plenty of sunshine to continue to watch the game. Once again, thank everybody for tuning in to the live broadcast, whether you're watching YouTube or Facebook. We truly appreciate you guys. When it comes to automotive repairs and maintenance, Robbie and his team of professional car repairmen can fix and help you maintain any and all problems you may be having with your automobile. They will help you get to the root issue and also provide you with new or used tires and the bomb diggity rims to have your ride looking cleaner than the bill of health. First pitch for Kurt Campbell goes straight. Hits the outside corner. That's 2 strikes there for Kurt as he comes out rocking fire in this inning. And he starts off ahead in the count 0-2. Ball is popped out to right field. It's going foul. Wind is helping it take it out there, and we're unable to make a play. So Curtis stay ahead in the count 0-2. Ball is put into play. Hit the Nick at second base. He scoops it up, tosses it over to Cam, and we got our first out of the inning. It's a great job there, making the routine play there by Nick Johnson as he tosses it over to Cameron Horn, and we get our first out of the inning. And Nick's first pitch to the second batter of the inning goes high and inside, and he's behind in the count 1-0. Kurt puts one right down the middle, and the count is even at 1-1. Ooh, that one's high and inside. Kurt finds himself behind in the count 2-1. That one's a little bit high, so Kurt's behind 3-1. Nice down the middle. Popped out to right field. You got Gabriel and you got Nick. And Gabriel comes up, makes a nice catch. And that'll be our second out of the inning. So ball was popped up to Gabriel in right field. He didn't have a whole lot to do. Stepped up, avoided the sun, and made the catch to get the second out of the inning. So the young man who started off that rally for the Druid Hills Junior Varsity steps up to the plate. Cam should remember. Kurt should remember him, but he throws the first pitch high and outside. Kurt finding his angles right now as he blows one right by the batter. Count is even at 1-1. High and outside. Nice pitch by Kurt. Okay, that one caught the inside corner. Umpire didn't think so. And Kurt's behind in the count 3-1. The pitch. Nice pitch by Kurt as he catches that lower inside corner, and that'll take the count full. So we do have 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Kurt has found his way, and he throws another one that's a little bit high, and he misses that one. And that'll walk the first batter or the third batter of the inning. So that batter boogies down to first base. But we still have 2 outs as Kurt just tries to work on the batter. Man on first base now. Kurt throws one, hits on the outside. Batter runner decides to not advance. Devontae is playing catcher right now. Looks like Mr. Briggs has moved out to left field. Ooh. Kurt throws one high and inside. Batter backs off the plate. Nice pitch by Curtis. He throws one right down the middle. He's trying to creep back up into this count. He's still down 2-1 here. We have one out. I'm sorry, we have two outs here in the top of the fourth. Oh, that pitch is high and outside. So Kurt finds himself in a little bit of deep water as he's behind in the count 3-1. We do have two outs, so all we need is one more out to get out of this inning. Man on first base doesn't seem to go anywhere. Kurt turns over, fires over to Cam. Cam puts the tag on it, but it's a little bit too late. So Kurt loads back up and delivers the pitch. Nice pitch by Kurt as he drills one right past him to get the batter to swing and miss. And now the count is full here. The count is 3-2 full. Hey, he almost walked to the dugout. We was going to take that one. But no, they let the young man come back to finish out his count. And Kurt delivers the pitch right down the middle, and he gets him to swing and miss. So Kurt, phenomenal job in the fourth inning as he blows 3 out of 4 batters away. And we still lead the contest 6-3 heading into the bottom of the fourth. All right, back to play. Oh, as Devontae comes in, hits one down to third base, grabs it, tosses it over to first base, and he gets Devontae out. So great play there by the third baseman as he tosses it over to first base. And now Jace Yearwood steps into the batter's box. All right, so we have one out on us here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And the pitch catches the outside corner. So Jace finds himself behind in the count 0-1. And the pitch. Ooh, that one goes right behind. Jace scoots in. And the count will go even at 1-1. All right, Kirk Campbell sits on deck as Jace has got the count even at 1-1. That one goes high and inside. So Jason step ahead in the count 2-1. One out on our Rams here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Sun is still shining here at One Ram Way. And the pitch. Oh, taken deep by Jace. He hits it out to outfield. The center fielder backs up and makes the play. So great catch there by the center fielder. He was able to get underneath it. Jace put a nice little pop to it, but the center fielder makes the routine play, and that'll be our second out of the inning. So we find ourselves with 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Number 15, Kurt Campbell steps in the batter's box with number 1, Jacorin Weaver on deck. The pitch. That's high. And the count will be 1-0. So Kurt Campbell takes another pitch high. They don't want to put it too close to Kurt. Kurt has already hit one over the fence at Eastside High School. And folks, I apologize. It was a beautiful shot over the left field wall in Eastside. There's only been 2 players to put the ball over the fence, and Kurt Campbell is one of them. So he definitely has the power here with 2. So he's ahead in the count 3-0. So I don't blame this pitcher kind of staying away from Kurt, because if you put that bad boy down the pipe, Kurt might take your yard. All right, so this is a giveaway pitch here by Kurt. Let's see what he does with a 3-0 count. That one's high and inside, but the umpire gives him that inside corner, and the count will go 3-1. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. If Kurt sees one, I know he's going to try to take it. Oh, that's high. Kurt's on base. So ball 4. And number 1, Jacorin Weaver, steps into the batter's box. So number 8 today, Cameron Horn, is in the batter's box, while Jacorin Weaver, J-Rock is what they call him, steps into the batter's box. Kurt Campbell sits on first. He takes a nice little lead. The left-handed pitcher fires one over there. That was pretty close. Woo! So Kurt messing with fire over there as the left-hand pitcher tossed one over there with a nice little pickoff play. But Kurt makes it safe and sound back to first base. Kurt takes another nice little lead, and the pitch swung on and cracked by Jacorin right there in that gap, left center, and here comes Kurt boogieing around third base. I think they're going to wave Kurt home, and here he comes. It's a nice throw to the plate. Kurt comes in, and he's safe. So Kurt makes it all the way around to home plate on a double by Jacorin Weaver. So he socked one in the left center right there in the gap, and we put another run on the scoreboard. So outstanding hitting there by J-Rock as Kurt boogies his way all the way around from first base. So if that's what you need to do, that's what you got to do if you're a base runner. If we put it in the gap like that, I believe it went to the fence. So Jacorin Weaver finds himself, and once again, that's a strike down the middle on Cam Horn. Once again, our JV Rams, when it's 2 outs, is when they really start swinging the bats. And they prove that once again as we go up by 4 with a score of 7-3. That pitch is outside, and that'll even the count up on Cameron Horn at 1-1.
All right, you got this, Sam?
2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Our Rams trying to accumulate another 2-out rally as Jacorin Weaver put one in the left center. And Kurt Campbell boogied all the way around from first base to score. It was a close call at the plate, but Kurt was able to get in untouched. Counts 1-1 with 2 outs, and the pitch. Ooh, that one. Kurt, I believe that's the second time Mr. Horn has gotten hit today, and he'll boogie on down. J-Rock was trying to steal from second and third, but he'll have to go back because of the hit batter. And now we have a man on first and second with number 10, Gabriel White, stepping into the batter's box with Nick Johnson on deck. So once again, that 2-out rally is showing to be something that our Rams like to play with as Gabe steps into the batter's box. He got 2 runners on base, first and second, 2 outs. That one's outside, and Gabe will go ahead in the count 1-0. So as you can see, the wind is really blowing the flag out in the field by White where I am, not so much as timeout here by the coach as Gabe runs down and talks to his third base coach. He jogs back into the batter's box. 2 outs here. Not a whole lot we can do but put that bad boy in play as Cameron Horn gets a nice little lead. Jay Rock's on second. He takes a nice little lead. Pitcher peeks around the second base, spins around, no throw. So once again, the Druid Hills pitchers got to give them all the props in the world because they have learned definitely try to hold those runners on as close as you can. So the count is 1-0 on Gabe with 2 outs. The pitch. Oh, that was low and outside. Oh, Jay Rock is just kind of jogging down the third base. Not quite sure what Jay Rock was doing. I guess he didn't think that the catcher was going to throw the ball, but this kid will fire the ball. And he boogies down to third base. So Jay Rock gets a steal. I know they're going to give him some issues when he gets back to the dugout. But he gets in there safe and sound. So runners on the corners. That's 3 balls to Gabe. So now Gabe's 3 balls. He's supposed to take this pitch with the count at 3-0. And Nick Johnson on deck. So, yeah. That pitch is high. And Jacorin playing with fire over there on third base. But he's able to slide back in there. I think he wanted to get his jersey a little dirty. So Gabe takes the 4th ball. And he boogies down the first as that 2-out rally continues to show its head. And now the bases are loaded for number 5, Nick Johnson. We have number 9, Cam Armstrong, sitting on deck. But a great time to have some motion on the bases as Nick Johnson is known to put the ball in play. But that one goes high. And Nick's ahead in the count, 1-0. So as our lights pop on here at One Ram Way, the sun is still shining. The wind is dying down, and Nick Johnson is about to swing the bat. That one goes high. Oh, my gosh. What is? Wow. So great play by Gabriel as we get a run in. So Gabriel was leaning off the base to try to lure them to throw the ball. They actually threw the ball. So they didn't focus on Jacorin over at third. So it was kind of risky by Gabe, but it worked out. And we'll take it because that gives us another run on the scoreboard. So a lot of stuff going on there as Jacorin Reefer didn't really have to worry about a play. All Gabe had to do was just get in on the base. And, yeah, we'll take that. But not quite sure if that was something they talked about. But I'll be looking forward to hearing what that call was. It could have been Gabe. To me, it looked like Gabe was just sleeping over there on first base. So Cam Horn moves over to third base. So now we got a runner on second and third. They call timeout to go talk to the pitcher. We increase our score to 8. So we were able to get another run in after this 2-out rally. And we basically just caused us some havoc. So Gabe, known to cause havoc, I had to talk to that young man tonight to find out exactly what took place. Because, yeah, inquiring minds do want to know. So now Nick Johnson still with the chance to get some ribbies out there as we have a man on second and third. He has one ball here. And the pitch. Oh, that was far inside. Okay, so he called that one a strike, but that was far inside. So now the count is even at 1-1 on Nick. And the pitch. That one's high. Great stop there by the catcher. Catcher doing a phenomenal job. He's not letting too many balls get past him. So I'll definitely give kudos to their catcher. He is definitely grabbing that ball no matter where it goes. Count is 2-1 here on Nick and the pitch. Oh, Nick swings at a dirt ball. That's not like Nick to swing at a ball like that, but I think he wanted to hit. But now the count is even at 2-2 on Nick here. 2 outs. We lead by 5, 8-3 here in the bottom of the 4th. And the pitch. Oh, he could have wore that one, but he decides to give it. Oh, Cam Horn. All right, so did he get? Either it was 4 balls or he got hit. I'm not quite sure what they're calling it, but we're going to say it was a walk anyway. Cam Horn, the ball was thrown down to third base. He was able to scamper back to third and make it safe and sound. So now the bases are loaded here for number 9, Cam Armstrong, a chance for him to get some big-time RBIs. As he saw Jace before with bases loaded, all you need to do is put the ball in play, and we'll get around those bases. Oh, great pitch right down the middle by that pitcher. And so Cam will fall behind in the count 0-1. So big opportunity here for Cam Armstrong. That's low and outside, and that'll even up the count at 1-1. So they have two outs here on us. Bases are loaded for Cam Armstrong. Good opportunity for him to make something happen here. And the pitch. Ooh, he swings on it, fires it down third base side, and it goes foul. So now Cam finds himself behind in the count 1-2. Number 8, Anthony Vasquez, who's wearing number 6 today, is sitting on deck. We did get 2 runs here with this 2-out rally going. Increase our lead by 5 to 8-3. Ooh, that's high and inside. Cam messing with fire again down there, gets the catch the throw. But I would tell you this, the catcher behind, he does have a gun, and he'll toss that bad boy out there. So that ball evens up the count at 2-2. Bases loaded. Nick Johnson on first, Cameron Horn on third, Gabriel White on second. Right down the middle, and he swings and misses, and that'll be the end of the inning. Wow, nice pitch there by the pitcher. And that'll mosey us into the top of the 5th inning, folks. All right, folks, we're going to go back out and check out YouTube and see if anybody else stepped in there for some shout-outs. Looks like I do see a couple folks in there. And we're going to give some huge shout-outs to Toya Monet, and she may be the winner of the farthest way because she is watching all the way from Bermuda. So huge shout-out to Toya Monet, and her favorite player is Mr. Nick Johnson. Thanks, Toya, for watching Nick do his thing on the diamond. I see another one out there. It is the lovely Gigi, which is the grandmother of Gabriel White, and she is watching all the way from South Georgia. So thank you to all those grandmothers out there that are watching their grandbabies, and that's the reason why we do it, because a lot of grandparents are in different states and in some cases unable to get out to the ballpark. So this gives you an opportunity to turn on your TV and watch your grandsons do their thing. So thank you to all you wonderful grandparents that are watching, and all the other parents, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, for tuning in to the live broadcast. You are the reason why we do this. So right on time, Grandma calling all the way from the islands. Yo, baby boy is on the mound for the top of the 5th inning as Nick Johnson takes over on the mound for our junior varsity Rams. All right, folks, let us know. We see you out there watching. Let us know where you're watching from, and let us know who your favorite player is. We got some grandmothers out there checking us out, and we do appreciate you guys. So thank you for tuning in to the live broadcast. Our junior varsity Rams lead on the scoreboard 8-3 heading into the top of the 5th inning. Junior varsity games are scheduled for 7 innings, so sit back and enjoy the final 3 innings of the ball game. All right, folks, conversation between the coaches. Not sure what's taking place. If I could be a fly on the grass to hear what's going on, but looks like our coach got the answer he was looking for. He headed back to the dugout, and we'll start the top of the fifth inning. So Nick Johnson takes over on the mound here for our junior varsity Rams, as we have the lead of 8-3 here over the Druid Hills junior varsity. The first pitch by Nick goes high, and he's behind in the count early, 1-0. And the pitch. Ooh, that catches the outside corner, so Nick evens up the count at 1-1. So Nick must knows that Gigi is watching because he's having an outstanding game today. And the third pitch of the at-bat swung on and popped out to left field, and it goes in. That's fair. So Mr. Briggs tracks it down, tosses it back into the cutoff, but their runner makes it around the second base. So they start the inning off with a double out to left field, bounced real close to the line, but they called it fair. And they get the first man up on base. So Nick takes a peek at first, runs towards the batter. No throw is made. Jace is on shortstop. We got Jacorn Weaver, J-Rock on second. Nick bounces one in there, and he'll start off behind in the count, 1-0. Kurt Campbell's playing first base now. Cam Horn moved over to third. Nick throws one high and inside, and Nick falls behind 2-0 here. Nick takes a peek around to second base, comes back to the batter, peeks back at the second baseman, and delivers the pitch. Nice pitch as the ball's popped up. The catcher takes his helmet off. And great catch there by Devontae Hardeman. It looked like he took his helmet off a little late, but he was able to locate the ball. And he is a fine athlete, folks. This kid normally plays third base for us, so as you can see, he can play catcher as well. And he made one heck of a catch to find that ball, or one heck of a play to find that ball and make the catch. So great job by Devontae. And now we have one out here in the top of the fifth inning. They do have a man on second base, and the batter calls timeout. So Nick was giving a couple of looks back there to the second base runner to try to keep him held on second base, and we resume time. Oh, Nick bounces one into the backstop, and the runner boogies down to third base. So now they have a man on third base. We still lead the contest 8-3 here in the top of the fifth inning. They do have one out, or we do have one out. The count is 1-0 here. And the pitch. Nice pitch. Hit down to first base. Kurt Campbell makes a nice play, gathers it up, touches the base. They do get a run in, but now we have two outs here in the top of the fifth. So Kurt Campbell making a routine play over there at first base and gives us our second out of the inning. So they do get one across the plate, and now we trail by 4 with the score of 8-4. Bases are cleared. Pitch right down the middle by Nick.
Good job, Nick.
So Nick starts off ahead of the batter. He shakes off two pitches and delivers the pitch. Nice pitch as he gets the batter to go. It's strike. He bounced that one in there, but the batter, yep, So tough play there for our junior varsity Rams. It looked like Nick had threw that third strike, didn't get the call. Then the batter was able to hit the next pitch that Nick threw. Gabe gathered it up, tossed it into Jacorin, and now we're here with 2 outs. Woo! So, all right, so the ball hits the inside shoulder of the batter, and he wears it. So after being hit by a pitch, he moseys down to first base. So now they got a man on first and second with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. The ball definitely grazed the inside shoulder of the Druid Hills ball player. And after being hit by a pitch, he heads down to first base. Nick comes back firing, hits one, throws one high and outside, and he'll be behind in the count 1-0. Coach barks out a call from the dugout. Nick's focused on the batter, and he delivers. Oh, that's outside as well. Devontae tossed one out there to Jacorin. He makes the catch, but the runner gets back safe and sound. So now Nick finds himself in a little bit of a tizzy as it's 2-0. 2 outs. We're just looking for that elusive 1 out here to get out of the inning. We are leading the contest 8-4 in the top of the 5th. The pitch swung on and popped up, hit back to Nick. Nick grabs it up, tosses it. Oh my goodness! And throws the ball. Unbelievable. I mean, it's the easiest play in the world, and those turn out to be the hardest play. So Nick really could have helped himself out tremendously, but somehow just throws the ball over Kirk's head, and now they get a run in. So that turned into a double for them. They get a run in, so now they trail the contest 8-5. So what should have been another sure out for our Rams turns out to be an issue, as now they got the big man up to bat with 2 outs here, man on second and third. Nick gets the batter to swing and miss. And so Nick starts off ahead in the count 0-1. So we should have been out of the inning, folks, right there. That one was hit right back to Nick. And it's a little tricky play whether to toss it soft or throw it hard. You typically want to throw it hard so it gets there. As the ball is right back to Cam. Cam fires the ball over to first. And he gets the ball over to first. And nice play there by Cameron Horn as he gets the batter out. The batter dribbled one down to third. Cam had to come a little distance to get it, but he was able to make the play, toss it over to first base. Kirk Campbell scooped it up, and we get out of the inning. So not how it was drawn up, folks, but we'll take it anyway. All right, so we boogie on down to the bottom of the 5th. We still lead by 3 runs, 8-5. And we have Anthony Vasquez coming up to the batter's box with Devontae Hardiman on deck as we make our way back to the top of the lineup. With words like juicy and crawfish in the title, you already know that they are making seafood galore. When I tell you they are pumping out some of the best seafood bags in the state, you better believe it. I'm a loyal participant when it comes to providing a great seafood meal for the family. Trust me, their menu is large and the quality of food is delightful. If that seafood appetizer rises, head on over to the JC, the Juicy Crawfish that is, in the Kroger Plaza on Salem Road. All right, folks, looks like we have Mr. Briggs stepping up. He's going to be pinch hitting here for Mr. Vasquez.
All right, Kenneth, make it count.
So number 13, who we have listed as number 6, is Mr. Kenneth Briggs. He will be stepping in to pinch hit for Mr. Vasquez. And I believe we have number 17, Amari, stepping in for Devontae, and he'll be sitting on deck. All right, so Mr. Briggs has been coming on the last 5 games, gets into a nice position to come in and pitch hit as he swings and misses the first pitch, and he falls behind in the count 0-1.
All right, Kenneth.
So Kenneth Briggs been steady at the plate, steady on the base path, and also in the field. Steps in, takes one swing high and outside. So far, pitcher showing some smoke out there on the mound. So Kenneth finds himself behind in the count 0-2. Not a lot of wasted movement. There goes Kenneth Briggs, pops one high into the skylight. Shortstop is there to make the play, and he makes the catch. So Kenneth put it in play. Unfortunately, the shortstop was able to make the out. So that'll be our first out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. We still lead the contest 8-5 as Amari Hutchinson steps in after subbing out for Devontae. He's pinch hitting. And I believe Brian McLaren, B-Mac, is on deck. Now Amari takes the first pitch, high and outside, but catches the corner, and that'll be strike one. Swing and a miss by Amari. And now he's behind in the count 0-2. So one out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Ball is bounced up to the plate. Amari watches it go by, and now the count is 1-2. And the pitch. That's low and outside, and now the count is even at 2-2. So Amari so far having a good at bat. Count is even, and the pitch. Ball is outside as well. And so now the count is full here at 3-2 with one out here in the bottom of the 5th. So big pitch here for Amari and the pitch. Outside corner and he catches it. Tough pitch. That was kind of where the last 2 balls were. They gave him balls, so he watched it go by. But the old saying is don't go out without swinging. So now the count is now the count is 2-0. As one of the parents called me out for pulling my jacket out of the bucket because it's starting to get just a little bit chilly here at One Ram Way. All right, so B-Mac steps into the batter's box here as he's subbing in for. That was just a little bit outside. And Brian is ahead in the count 1-0. Umpire jogs back to grab the ball, puts it in his pocket. As Brian McLaren takes the second pitch of his at-bat, swings and pops it over our home dugout. And that'll even up the count at 1-1. So B-Mac takes the third pitch of the at-bat. Swings and pops it out to right field. It's high in the air. The sun he's trying to come up to make the play. The kid from right field was trying to make the play. He was digging, but unable to make the catch. And Brian to get another chance to swing the bat. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here on B-Mac. As he had a nice cut at the ball, the wind actually just blew it out because that should have been a single. But that wind is blowing ferociously out there in the field. And the pitch. Timeout as B-Mac had the wind blowing into his eye. The dirt. Brian steps out. He couldn't see. Steps back in. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. And the pitch. Swung on and missed, and that'll get them out of the inning, folks. So that pitcher did a good job with these last 3 batters, 3 up and 3 down. And we'll head to the top of the 6th, and I believe Nick Johnson will be coming back out to pitch. Oh, folks, I'm disappointed. They decided to throw in the towel. We got lights. That's why we turned them on to play 7 innings. But I, I guess they're accustomed to playing five, and they want to play five. So our boys get the victory, 8-5. Not how we wanted it, but we'll take it. Yeah. So the DeKalb County schools, the teams that we play, they don't have lights, so they typically play 5 innings because the sunlight will come
Guys,
in.
if you
But
want hot dogs are now half price. Hot dogs are now half price.
so, folks, want to thank you all for tuning in to the live broadcast. That is the end of the game where our junior varsity Rams beat the North Druid or the Druid Hills Junior Varsity 8-5 here at One Ram Way. We thought it was going to be 7 innings, but I guess sometimes if you're accustomed to playing five, that's all you want to play. So, of course, our boys want to continue to play because they love the game of baseball. But once again, thank you guys for tuning in to the live broadcast. As always, we've had a lot of fun. I want to thank the grandmothers for logging in, typing in, and letting us know where you're calling from and who your favorite player was. And we truly appreciate that, folks. And once again, tell everybody you know, log in, tap in, save, subscribe. Anything you can do to help our broadcast grow, we would greatly appreciate it. So until next time, we have a double hitter coming up on Saturday morning. And that's before spring break where we'll have a whole week off, and then we have a game after that. But the two games this Saturday, I want to say they start at 11 and 1:30, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I'm kind of guessing right now, but I know it's an early start time for the Saturday game. But it is a double hitter, and both of those games will be 5 inning games. Whenever we play a double hitter, those are 5 inning games apiece. So once again, thank you for logging in. We appreciate everybody out there. And so until next time, we'll see you at the next pitch. Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, for the boys. For the boys. Yeah, for the boys. For the boys.